Vault 51. I couldn't deny it. It made a big impression on me. Not quite as big an impression as some of the traps on the way would have done, but at least the impression it was making wasn't fatal. Vault 51 was filled with crates and displays of all shapes and sizes. I couldn't even begin to guess what treasures were lost in its cavernous interior. Perhaps even that pen I lost the other week. The crates were labeled with some kind of 4-digit reference number, and there did seem to be some sort of a pattern as to how they were organized. I didn't have time to search through all the crates. There were thousands of them. I couldn't find a golden sword anywhere. But then they were all sorted by catalog number, which made it much harder to search. If I had a catalog number to look for, it'd be a lot easier. They were in here somewhere. I needed a lead. There were displays on coins, crates of ancient currency, and exhibits about Sorta, but there were no displays on sorties' coins. Almost by pure luck, I managed to find a display on Azil, the mad Ascari of the Great Nev. The cabinet was full of ancient bric-a-brac from the time of Azil, the mad Ascari of the Great Nev. Apparently, he used to bury his enemies upside down in the desert. Nobody knows why. I had no desire to try and open the Azil display. It all looked like garbage to me. What a coincidence. Monday was hung upside down, and Azil used to bury people upside down. Still, it was just a coincidence. The Azil display had nothing to do with 3712V, even if I looked at it upside down. I was having some weird, desperate ideas recently. I didn't think climbing the crates would help. I worked my way around the vault towards Exhibit 3712V. The glass cabinet contained urns from Zorta and was labeled 3711 to 3713V. It was one of the most boring things I've ever seen. The fat urn was clearly a very ancient piece of pottery. It looked very boring indeed. The tall urn was probably a priceless antiquity, but I really didn't care. The small urn was as boring as the other two urns. There wasn't much I could do to the cabinet with my bare hands. The urns were presumably dug up by Ilsa and two conkers in Sorta. If I was right, Mundy had hidden the golden sword somewhere in the Varberg crates. Ilsa had been digging in Sorta, so these urns must have been in those crates. Unfortunately, the cabinet was sealed up tight. I slammed the grapple against the glass, but it didn't break. I had a feeling that brute force wasn't going to get me inside the cabinet. Mundy's coin probably did come from somewhere in this exhibit. It occurred to me that the coin might be used to cut through the glass, but it wasn't sharp enough. The troll's tooth scored through the cabinet's glass like an accountant through a rich man's wallet. I smashed the tall urn into tiny pieces, and inside was the golden sword. Finally, this was it. The artifact that Carlotta, Horst, and who knows how many other people were looking for. Frankly, it was a bit of an anticlimax. I expected it to at least glow a little, or perhaps sing to itself quietly, or hum with the stolen souls of 1,000 men. But it just felt cold and hard in my hand, like any other sword. Suddenly it came over me that everything would go wrong. It sounds crazy, but it's true, so help me. I couldn't hear my footsteps. It was the walk of a dead man.